One of the feral cats that we feed came by, proudly bringing with it a dead rat, or maybe it was a mouse, but it was definitely a decent size. It got me thinking about how often we deal with these little critters, especially during certain times of the year, when they seem to just pop up everywhere, like in the spring and fall. If you're like me, then you know how annoying it can be dealing with rodents. Well, I've got a solution that I swear by, and it works every single time. No messy traps or dangerous chemicals involved. This method is not only effective, but also safe for your pets and kids. Now, you might be wondering, what's this magical solution? It all comes down to two simple ingredients: baking soda and corn muffin mix. I know it sounds pretty simple, but trust me, it works wonders. You don't need anything fancy or difficult to prepare, just a couple of basic products you probably already have around your house. And the best part, it's completely safe. There's no need to worry about traps that you have to clean up after, no worrying about pets getting caught in something they shouldn't, and no risk of poisoning. You'll know exactly how it works, and I'll explain why. The first step is super easy. Take some Jiffy corn muffin mix, or any cornmeal brand really, this isn't brand specific, and mix it with baking soda. The key here is to make sure you're using the right ratio. Many people make the mistake of mixing equal parts of baking soda and corn muffin mix, thinking that'll do the job. But here's where things get tricky. The proper ratio is actually 2 parts baking soda to 1 part corn muffin mix. Yes, you want to double up on the baking soda. That's the trick. Why does this work so well? It's all about the reaction between the baking soda and the acid in the rodent's stomach. When the mice or rats consume it, the baking soda reacts with their stomach acid and produces gas. Now, there's a myth that says rodents can't expel this gas. That's not true, they can. The problem is that they produce so much gas that it causes blockages, and that's what makes it lethal for them. So the key is to get the correct amount of baking soda mixed in so that when they consume it, it works quickly and efficiently. Now, I know some people don't like the idea of using something that kills the rodents, but when it comes to protecting your home, your pets, and your family from potential diseases that these rats and mice can carry, this method is fast, effective, and much safer than some of the other options out there. If you've ever had a pet get sick from something like a rat-borne disease, you know how important it is to eliminate the problem as quickly as possible. Here's a little demo to show you just how this works. I've got some kitchen vinegar here, and when I mix it with just a tablespoon of baking soda, you'll see that reaction. It's exactly what happens inside the rodent's stomach when they ingest the mixture. Of course, they won't just eat straight baking soda. They'll be drawn to it by the attractant. That's where the cornmeal or other foods come into play, like peanut butter or something sweet. But I'll get into that in a second. So, while this method is fast and effective, if you're someone who prefers a more humane approach, don't worry. I've got you covered there too. Live catch traps are an option. These traps allow you to catch the rodents alive and relocate them far away from your home. But just a heads up, if you go the live catch route, you'll need to move them a good distance away, at least a quarter of a mile so they don't find their way back. And speaking of traps, let's talk about another option: sticky glue traps. These aren't the most humane, but they are incredibly effective. You can actually catch multiple mice at once on a single trap. I've seen as many as 7 mice stuck to one board at a time. It's a little more hands-on and definitely not for the faint of heart, but it works. Now, if you're really committed to eliminating mice and rats without the use of traps or poison, you've got other options too. You can make a whole range of different mixtures using common kitchen ingredients. If you've got some instant potato flakes lying around, you can toss them into your trap, and when the mice eat them, the flakes expand in their stomach, causing blockages. This is another super simple and effective method. But what if you don't have corn muffin mix or baking soda? No worries. You can substitute with self-rising flour, baking soda, and sugar. These 3 ingredients are commonly found in most kitchens and, when mixed together, they work just as well to lure and eliminate the rodents. It's all about attracting them with something that smells good, like sugar, and then hitting them with the baking soda. For those of you who might have a bit of cement lying around, or even in your garage, you can make a similar mixture using quick-dry cement powder and oatmeal. This method works best if you're trying to target larger rats. Make sure to keep it dry, though. Moisture will make the cement useless. Peanut butter also makes an excellent attractant. You can mix it with something like cement powder or plaster of Paris to create a doughy substance that rodents can't resist. Just be sure to keep it out of reach of pets. While it's safe for them, it could cause some uncomfortable digestive issues if consumed in large amounts. If you're a fan of sweet treats like me, you'll appreciate using something like Nestle Quick, either in chocolate or strawberry flavor. You can mix it with baking soda to create a potent bait that mice can't resist. The stronger the attractant, the better the results. And for an even easier recipe, try combining borax powder with sugar. This one works incredibly well, especially when mixed in the right ratios. It's an effective solution for those who want to avoid using traps altogether. And if you happen to have some marshmallows around, you can coat them with plaster of Paris, which will make a sticky treat that rats and mice are sure to love. Once again, just make sure to keep everything out of reach of pets and children. Finally, using garlic and salt is another great natural and non-toxic method to deter rats, leveraging their aversion to strong smells and certain substances. While this approach might not completely eliminate a severe infestation, it can discourage rats from entering specific areas and is especially useful for prevention. To begin, you can create a garlic paste by crushing several fresh garlic cloves and mixing them with a generous amount of salt. This combination produces a strong odor that rats find unpleasant. Once prepared, place the mixture in small open containers or wrap it in cheesecloth and position these near entry points, corners, or dark spaces where rat activity is common. Another effective method is to make a garlic water spray infused with salt. Start by crushing garlic cloves and soaking them in water for a few hours to extract their essence. Add a tablespoon of salt to the solution and stir well before pouring it into a spray bottle. This can be sprayed around entry points, baseboards, and any areas where rats are likely to frequent. For a simpler approach, you can peel and slice fresh garlic cloves, sprinkle them with salt, and scatter the pieces around areas where rats might hide, such as near holes, cracks, or food storage spaces. The strong scent of garlic overwhelms a rat's sensitive sense of smell, making the area uninviting, while salt can irritate rodents if they ingest it or come into contact with it. To ensure the effectiveness of this method, replace the garlic and salt mixture every few days to keep the scent strong. Combining these measures with good hygiene practices, such as sealing entry points and keeping food areas clean, will enhance your efforts. This natural remedy is simple yet effective, providing a safe and eco-friendly way to keep rats at bay. These are just a few ideas, so if you're really serious about eliminating your rodent problem, you'll have plenty of options to choose from. Whether you prefer something humane, like the live catch traps, or you need something fast and effective, like baking soda and cornmeal, there's a method here for everyone. So no matter the solution you choose, the goal is the same: to keep your home, pets, and family safe from those pesky rodents. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this next video on how to get rid of pests with baking soda. Stay safe, and if you found any of these tips helpful, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know how it worked for you.